That should be us live on. It's not working. Instagram seems to always have a problem. There we go. There's the delay. Okay, we should be live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Reckoning. So today I am in a WeWork, so we are not in my usual setup. So we've not got my typical nice background, but I'm in a booth, which is cool. So I believe nobody can hear me, or I might get a knock on the door, like, why are you shouting at people? So we'll see very shortly. But we've got a fantastic guest coming on, somebody that I know and I've worked with, and I'm very pleased she's going to be coming on because she's doing absolutely awesome. She's an awesome person everybody's going to thoroughly enjoy. So I'm going to get straight to it. We have one person today. So I'm going to pull Charisse up and you can introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about your business. Who are you? What is your business?
Hello, Lewis. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So my name is Charisse Prince, and my business is to help the social housing crisis in the UK. So I work with a number of companies who work with local councils, other government institutions to help fill the housing need across the UK, particularly in London. And then also I have a service accommodation business, which is focused around contractors, construction workers who are working in particular areas on projects.
Fantastic. So what would you say you're stuck on right now? What would you say is the main constraint?
Yeah, so I'm bringing something that I'm working on like right now, literally about 30 minutes ago. I was
Awesome.
just back and forth with AI on it. So I kind of paused on my social media a bit because I was moving in a different direction in what I was doing. So I started off sourcing property deals, but it was mainly around service accommodation. But now our like primary client base is people in that social housing space. So they have like a massive demand for housing. And then I felt that my content that I'd built up until that point now isn't really aligned. So even though we do service accommodation for our own business, for that we are raising finance from investors to build our own portfolio. And then on the sort of trading business side, that's where we want to attract our ideal clients in the like social housing space who need those properties. So my current thing is I've started a podcast which I've recorded a few episodes for, and it's like with a range of different people, and the conversations are focused mainly on them, like what they do, their stories. And I think it's good for me to post that because it's showing a bit about me. But then now I'm kind of a bit confused on how do I like blend that with also kind of giving authority in the spaces that I'm working in as well, without it being too like confusing and messy.
Yeah, well, I think there's a few elements there because you mentioned about like changing direction on your social, and it's okay to change directions. And one thing I would say is not to stop posting, because you as a personal brand, you're still you.
Yeah.
So you might have a different business or a different business page that might post different content, but you as a personal brand still need to be connected, because business is a people game. End of the day, people want to invest and work with you. Long term, the business needs to have its own brand, but I would definitely have that focus. So you mentioned podcasts as well. Is your plan to have that as a separate entity from your personal brand, or do you want that to be linked?
So I want to keep things simple. Like I don't want to have a business brand and a me brand and lots of different things because I just won't do anything. So my focus is just my personal brand pages, but then I can post snippets of the podcast. I don't really see it as I'm trying to build a podcast and a massive following on the podcast. It's more as like a content strategy. And when I network with people, it gives an opportunity to get to know them more, and then also dual purpose kind of thing. So yeah, simple as possible. So for now, it's just me, like Charisse on the major platforms.
Which I love. I think that's great. I love utilizing a podcast. It's a fantastic tool to use. As for the content engine element of it, sometimes I find unless you plan on building the podcast as the podcast, I don't like to overly post podcast content.
Okay.
A good example would be this: is Diary's CEO has a massive brand. Stephen Bartlett has a much smaller brand, even though he is Diary's CEO.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know him for him. They know him for his podcast. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's the strategy he's went for. So if you're not going to go down that route, then you don't want to dilute your personal brand with lots of other people talking about their thing when it's your platform to talk about you, because people want to buy into you. That's a bit like how I'm running this. So as much as there's an opportunity for you to come and talk about your business, this is giving people a chance to come and see me do what I do. And I'm going to polarize people. They're either going to love me or they're going to hate me. The people in the middle are actually the ones I don't want. I don't want people to like me, because people who like me aren't going to do business with me. So either love or hate and just divide. That's the easiest way to attract the right people.
That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of there's a bit of a mental block as well, because there
usually is with social media.
I don't want to be like all out there and see. Like, I've resisted getting on social media for so long. Like, before I was doing business stuff, I just liked it just for fun, like doing stories and just being me. But then when I started business stuff, I felt I kind of lost the fun out of social media. And yeah, I think I'm, in terms of like, for example, LinkedIn, I'm kind of nervous about showing up there, because I've like had such a long career in my like corporate life, and then now I'm sort of doing my business, or I'm growing really early stages, and it just feels like I know no one cares. Like, I know no one cares.
I had the same feeling. I came from engineering, and I felt the same way on LinkedIn. I was like, everybody here knows me from engineering. And not a single person cared. Nobody ever said anything to me.
But it's like, tell my brain to understand that it doesn't receive the message. Like, I know no one cares. Oh gosh. So I need to just get over that.
I do love the idea of having a content engine or a strategy, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. This will be chopped up for content, and it's a great way of, if I say something valuable, AI will pick up on it, it'll use it, and people can relate and see what I'm doing. And if they think that it's valuable and they like the way I do things, then there's the ability to work. But even more so than that, I've quite frequently talked about social media hasn't been a fantastic lead source. It's backed up. It's been a business card. I've got a great example of, actually, Vincent shared with me today. He just got back from Nashville, and he went day one, he was meeting somebody. Day two, he just went out exploring, and he bumped into somebody in the street, and they ended up chatting. They went for lunch, and they paid for their own lunch, yada yada. Then they said, let's connect. So we connected on Instagram. Then after that, the guy was impressed and then wanted to buy Vincent coffee, because they looked and went, oh, that was his business card. We've got the interview with Charlie Sheen. He went, wow, you've got a lot of followers. So that positioning is straight away I know who I'm talking to. I remember many years ago, I was in a coaching circle, and I was brought in as one of the coaches. And one of the guys, who was 18 at the time, he came out to me, and he tried to give me advice. And he was like, I don't, it's like, you could do this, and do this, change this in your content to go viral. And I was like, I'm not trying to go viral. I'm trying to just be, when somebody looks me up, I am what I say I am. I'm practicing what I preach. I have living proof online that I'm doing what I do. It's not about necessarily going viral. So even if you don't have a lot of views and nobody's looking or caring, it's for the new people that you network with. They will look you up. Guarantee they will look you up.
Exactly. And that's what I kind of see it as being useful for, because I have been able to get like an investor through it, like a client, a social housing client through like this channel. So I kind of just want to use it so that I seem human. I'm not just, you know, someone behind, you know, because, you know, yeah, well, I just want to just seem like a person on the other end that seems approachable, that they can reach out to, and they kind of get to see a bit about me.
And
But
I think that's your unique selling point as well. I
yeah.
love your energy. I love that you're bubbly and friendly and you have this beautiful aura about you. And people, when they see that in person, can tell that. So it would be wonderful for you to portray that online. You know, don't try and cherry fit. This is where I think a lot of people go wrong. They'll go, this content does well, so I'll do that. But that's not me. And that's ultimately, like, I got the advice of start a podcast. I'm like, podcast isn't really me. I don't enjoy it as much. I like listening to them. I don't enjoy so much recording. And then I went, you know what is a podcast? Well, a podcast is an online show that is recorded. So I'm like, well, that doesn't mean I have to do it the stereotypical interview style one. That's just the most common type of podcast. So this is, by in essence, a podcast, but I call it a show because more people understand show. And there's a lot of very successful people who do shows like this, and I was like, I enjoy this. That aligns with me, so let's do it. So maybe there's something that you can do that you'll enjoy that becomes content by proxy, rather than you having to talk to camera, because not everybody likes that.
Yeah, because I don't mind talking to camera, but then I feel like I just maybe run out of stuff. And also I just don't want to always just be my head just chatting. Like that's what most of my feed is now. Because I was trying to figure out, okay, what is my voice online? I just took like a couple of months just experimenting with topics and posts and stuff. But
I love.
That's why I like, I like the idea of also like bringing in other people's conversations, because it will spark things that you wouldn't normally think about or say because you're in the actual conversation. And I like my conversations with people, like just in general behind the scenes. So I thought that would be like a nice thing to do. But then it just seems like finding that sort of congruence between everything.
That's where this was born for me.
Like,
the amount of times I did sessions with people or had conversations, and I was like, oh damn it, I wish I recorded that, because that was really good. Really when you have conversations with people, it sparks up things and it gets you thinking, and it's more fun. And the other thing that you said as well about taking that couple of months to find your voice online, I love that, and I want to share that for everybody. There's actually something that I learned from MrBeast. MrBeast said, if you want to get into making content, make 100 videos and post them. Don't try and make them good. Don't just post them, because it's going to take about 100 to get good at it. In that journey, you're going to learn how to speak, learn what your voice is, learn what you like, learn how to edit, learn how to hook, learn how to speak, learn how to present. You're going to learn all of that. Nobody's going to watch the first 100, but there are tools for you to learn to see what works, and more specifically, what works for you. Just because something got more views doesn't mean it's right, because if something got more views and you're like, sometimes the advice is to lean in on that. Yeah, that's great for getting views, but now are you leaning into something that's not you, and then people are going to buy into a version that's not you, so that might actually lower your business.
Exactly.
Alex Mosley talked about this. His highest viewed videos didn't make him the most money, because it was him doing something that was away from his most viewed video. I think it was on relationships. He doesn't talk about relationships. He's like,
but he doesn't care.
He says, but if I wanted to get more views, I should have went in on that. But that actually would hurt my business, because it's not who I am. So there's a balance.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think it is more about, it's not really the number of views for me. It's about what conversations happen behind.
Yes.
Like, since I did start posting, that I've been able to have DM conversations, like WhatsApp, like calls with people, just from them seeing me online and reaching out. So that's kind of what I want to like nurture.
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you suggest as like sort of the best approach to systemize how I think of ideas, generate, like make the actual content and post it in the most simple way?
Yeah.
That is not.
I like to start with the outcome. What kind of content do we want to produce? And then we can build a system around that. I'll share, just for example, while you're thinking there, is this for me, I get on once a week, I come in, I shoot it. It's all I need to do at the end of this is I click download. And that download from that point there is all automatic. It'll automatically upload it, clip it, it'll take the best posts, then it will upload all of them as trial reels. Whichever trial reels perform the best, they then become the content that gets posted. so that all gets tested, so that I don't review it, no human sees it. So so it all goes out automatically. So I've created that whole process, but I needed that outcome first. I needed to know, what do I want to present, or how do I like to create content. So if that's talking to camera, if that's a day in a life, if that's filming what you do, what do you find interesting? And a great way to look at that is, what kind of content do you consume?
Good point. I always get caught by ads. It's like, change your life and do this.
So there you go.
No, that's a good question. Yeah, I need to understand what is the end.
Yeah.
The end goal.
I noticed I consumed a lot of shows like this. Dave Ramsey, I loved his one. He's been running a show like this for the past 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And I always find it interesting, some of the people people call in, and he runs it 2 or 3 hours every day, every weekday. And people call in and ask questions.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Has he got like grey white hair?
Yeah, he talks about no debt.
and he just talks like straight cuts.
I enjoy seeing clips of it.
To the point,
And there's other people, and I realized, like, when I look at the people I follow, the kind of content they make, what I consume, what I like, and it's all education, it's all coaching, it's all helping. I enjoy consuming that, so it makes sense for me to create that. I don't view a lot of the, the proper Instagram ones where it's like, hook, here's the value point, leaving you wanting more, call to action into here. I tried creating some of that content, but it didn't land with me. And I realized, because I don't consume that type of content. As much as I can appreciate a well done piece of content, somebody doing that, it didn't resonate with me.
That's a really good point, actually. And I can kind of think about what posts I like, because the ones that usually get me, I like the ones where it's educating you about something, or it's like a piece of news that it's giving an opinion on. Or something where you're learning something. That's
on the note of giving an opinion on something, I love what Gary Vee talked about, which was green screening over something. Like, a news article might come out, because what news articles are like. They're trying to get views, so it's clickbait, heading, shock, horror. You could actually green screen over it, explaining what's actually going on here. So you've taken something shocking, which is going to get views, and you've condensed that into what this really means. And maybe that's something in your space. Like, there's constant changes in the way things are happening with properties and tenants, and there might be an opportunity to do a few things there, if that's something that you enjoy.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I've done that once before, actually, and I kind of like tied it into like a real story. Yeah, like something, like a real experience that I had. Yeah, thank you. That's really helpful.
Somebody's put a comment saying about England losing main headline today. So there you go. Jump on it. Give your opinion.
Oh my gosh, I really couldn't care less. I just don't do football. It's on every hour of the day with my partner.
I embarrassingly shared last week on the show that I was late to even finding out that the World Cup was on. And then, worst of all, I then found out Scotland was in the World Cup. I was like, oh, that's why there was flags out everywhere. And that's like, some people follow football and they know things about football. I don't. I follow business. That's why I know so much about business. Like, you become polarizing. If you want to talk to me about football, you're probably not going to be good friends with me. Want to talk about business, you're going to get along with me great. And you got to find your tribe.
I like this.
So what is it that's unique about you that people will enjoy getting to know? And this is why I'm very big on sharing some of the flaws and the quirks and the uniques about you, because that's what makes you you, and that's what people are buying into, especially as AI gets bigger. AI can create an influencer that's perfect, but now you can't connect with them. So what makes you that people want to connect with you?
I really like this conversation, because it's making me think of other things. Like, one thing I've felt recently is I don't feel like I have as much fun as I used to have anymore, because now I'm just so focused on making my business work as I need to. I spend less time like reading books that I used to like, or listening to podcasts I used to like. But then that is also like a source of content, because what I read from others, that will spark like new thoughts and ideas. So maybe I can actually make that as an intention. Like, actually, I am gonna read a book a month, or I don't know. I won't say a book a week, because I know I won't do that. but yeah,
You can
that could
build
be
up.
another way for me to have
Even
more
if you
fun.
were to take a point of a chapter and then go, here's what I
Yeah.
took from this, because you're also doing it for you.
Yeah.
You're genuinely, one of the best ways to learn is to teach. When you teach somebody else something, you're cementing your understanding of it.
Yeah.
So if you can do something like that, chat, here's what I took from this.
Yeah.
And connect with other people who enjoy reading and enjoy learning.
Oh,
I like the idea. And if it's aligned with you, that's what matters most. What's better with creating content is, one of my mentors before said, done is the new perfect. It's better to put something out than to try and find what is the perfect strategy, what's the perfect thing we can do. Oh, I'm just going to shamelessly plug my book.
Yeah, that could be. I'm still partway through this. Actually, that could be one of the first ones I do.
Yeah,
because so much. I resonated with so much in this book. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. I mean, I've poured my heart and soul into writing this.
Yeah,
And
it's really good, right?
and it is. I was speaking to somebody recently, and they were talking all about the points there, and I went to him. I went, that sounds like the operator trap. And he went, that's exactly it. And I went, oh, it's funny. I wrote a book called The Operator Trap.
Yeah, that's really.
Somebody,
no, that's
I've seen some more comments here as well. This, thank you very much for engaging as much as you are here. Content is real life stuff. People are nosy. Yeah, for sure. People want to know you, and they want to know what you're up to.
Yeah.
You know, the good and the bad.
Yeah, everything. Oh, but no, this is really helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Operator trap now.
Yeah, absolutely. What chapter are you on? You could start by some of the earlier chapters. We talked about the 4 engines.
I'm still in the first like quarter of the book. We've not reached halfway point yet.
Okay, yes, you should have hit some of the engines then. Yeah, there you go. We could, because what's this? This would be talking about visibility. So that's what we talked about earlier, branding. With Vincent's story, people becoming aware of you, and if you can, just to put simply, look impressive. Like I had a joke when I was speaking on stage, and I've reused this joke, so people maybe heard it, and I mentioned about, I'm an author, I'm a public speaker, had that in my Tinder bio, and by the way, guys, it didn't work. And that's that kind of element. It's that idea of, I like to use that coaching frame of, would that make, I'm not saying it's a good idea to put it in your Tinder bio, but like, if you did, is it impressive? I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I've spoken internationally. These kind of things, it helps your brand. So if you can have pictures and positioning on that on your business card, your Instagram, it helps showcase what you're doing.
Okay.
A lot of people don't. I know a lot of speakers that don't post. I'm like, you're a speaker. You've been speaking for 10 years. You speak on amazing stuff. Tell people about it.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's like, you need to be intentional about documenting what you do. Like when you are in those spaces, or you're doing a talk, or whatever it is you do, having evidence of it, which I need to get better at. Like doing more photos and videos.
And I'm terrible for it as well. Vincent's great. He's great on pictures and everything. And luckily, when I had Lara, she was great with it. But Vincent's already took photos while I've been here. I'm forgetting. I just like to. I get zoned in. And I'm laughing at one of the comments, saying, distracting me from my bookkeeping. I'm like, yeah.
Oh gosh, anything can distract you from bookkeeping. Looking out the window can distract me from that.
You've hurt my feelings. Is that the bar?
Sorry.
Like, I don't want to be associated to bookkeeping.
Yeah, actually, another question. This is kind of different, but maybe we can cover it. So I'm about to do my sort of end of year accounts, and I want to have AI help me as much as I can. how do you do your kind of like financial tracking or accounting process? Do you use like AI or anything that helps you in that regard?
We use Zero. We use the stuff on there, and everything else gets through the accountant. Like whatever they need, whatever they do, I'll leave it to them.
Nice.
Like I don't like to get overly involved, because if they've done it, it's right, and if they've approved something, great.
Okay, cool.
I'm so big on always having an accountant. I don't like to.
Yeah, no, I have an accountant
Yeah,
too, but I kind of like, I still want to know what things are, so I still like do lots of organization, but they're just like, just chuck it, just give it to us as it is. And I'm like, but no, I need to like.
Oh no, I chuck it at them. I try and make it as messy as possible so I can hide stuff in it. I didn't say that live.
Yeah, like, get your money's worth. Yeah.
It's funny because there's if you ask accountant for accountant advice versus if you ask a business owner for accountant advice, you get the other side. Because an accountant can't tell you do this, but if you do it and then give it to them, that's fine. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Saying this live on air.
No, I have heard that. I have heard that actually. Like you ask them the question and they can say, yes, actually you can.
Yeah.
But they can't like necessarily just for you to do it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go into some of the tax stuff. Yeah, so did you have
someone else
other ideas around? Sorry?
Oh no, it's just saying someone else in the chat said 0 too. So I guess that's the way to go.
Yeah, it's good software. It's complicated, but so's accounting.
Yeah, exactly. All of my friends became accountants, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing that from my degree.
I remember I knew somebody who was doing their accounts themselves, and they were adamant that they were better than an accountant. I was like, so you're gonna tell me you know more and you could do a better job than somebody who spent 4, 5, 6 years studying the tax laws and how to do all this? No, there's a reason why it's a reason why it's a degree.
Just pay someone.
I always find it funny, like people will watch a YouTube video how to make money online. Well, I can do this. I don't need a coach. I don't need help. Like that's like it's like watching a video on heart surgery and then saying I can perform heart surgery. It's like, no, you can't.
Yeah, it's really
like there's a lot to it.
Coaching and guidance.
You know, if something needs a degree, it's usually because it's complicated, and there are business degrees. I'm not saying business degrees are the way to go. I'm a lot more on learn from experience and learn from doing, and learn from people who are in the game. But at the same time, important.
Oh, I have a question. Mm-hmm. Like, what are like any podcasts that you like listening to or books you're reading at the moment that you found valuable recently? Obviously, we're all going to get the operator track.
Shameless plug.
Of course.
Podcasts right now, like I come and go with what my interests are. I have ADHD, so I'm like studying a million things at once. Right now, I'm actually looking into a lot of communication psychology and how to connect with people. One of the books I'm actually reading is actually a dating book, but it's around that. It's Mark Manson's Models, and I really like the whole, because it's all about understanding the model of how the underlying thing works. Because people think dating, they think pickup lines. Well, why do pickup lines work, and why do they not work? You know, they work because you're ultimately faking something, and then they don't work because then you're not that person at the other side, and then it doesn't form a lasting relationship. And I'm correlating that a lot into business as well. If I'm faking who I am in business and trying to be something I'm not, and you're like, oh, that guy seems great, and then you actually work with me and you're like, that's not who you are. And that comes back to us being authentic on content as well. Like, this is me, this is raw, this is live, there's no filter here. So if people...
No, that's a good analogy.
And on a further note of content as well, is actually to come to podcasts, I like listening to Alex and Rosie as well. I listen to a lot of his stuff. But he mentioned going forward, he was at some, I think it was a football game or something where influencers were coming in. I don't know what the thing was, but he noticed, you know, when the short form people came in, you know, applause. The long form people, they got a bigger applause. And then what was noticed was the people who were doing live streams, they got the biggest. And he noted that and correlated to because they're creating genuine connection. When you when you have short form, you don't have time to connect to that person. It's quick and done.
Yeah.
Long form, you have more chance. Listen to a podcast by somebody, yeah, you're going to form a deeper connection. But to be joining somebody live and to be able to interact with them builds connections. So that's why I'm doing this now. We're looking at doing more live things. I want to have an opportunity for more people to come on. We can help people. We can connect with people. We can interact.
Yeah.
So maybe that's worth even thinking. Is there something there? And I know that's maybe throwing you in the deep end to say, start going live. But
yeah, I was thinking, no, my podcast, they don't need to be recorded. Now I can actually just do it live and just, that will make life easier. It's just, just there.
We're planning on doing one. Vincent's planning on now with his podcast. He's going to do a monthly one. We're going to aim to do one live, or we're going to try and get a bigger guest and make a bigger show of that one. So so everybody will get a chance to ask that guest their own questions. Because I'll admit, I've listened to Diary of the CEO a couple of times, and I've had a burning question that I wanted to ask this person, and then it doesn't get asked. I'm like, now I have this question. So how good would it be to be live and I can physically ask the question?
Yeah, that's great. Actually, it's a really good idea.
So
yes, this has been
more
fruitful.
Yeah, good, I'm glad.
For sure. No, this is really helpful.
Have you had any other ideas?
Yeah, I have more clarity on I have more clarity on kind of how to approach the social media thing a bit now. That will feel more me. Like I'm not trying to do some template.
That was a mistake I made as well. Be you. And some of the other stuff that maybe wasn't me got more views. But it's pulling away from my mission. The whole point of this is so I can help people. So I would rather have less people here that actually got results. And it's also how my masterminds run. Our masterminds are capped and we keep them small because we want to make sure everybody gets results. Statistically, in the training industry, so I'm a coach, facilitator, and trainer. I'm familiar with a lot of people in the space. The industry average is 5% of people that attend events get results. And that is crazy.
Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, are you joking? Oh my!
Crazy, yeah.
It makes me feel less of a failure for what trainings I've got
to, and I've
got nothing from.
And that's why I thought to change that. Whereas a lot of people go, well, if I can get loads of people in the room, loads of sign-ups, I'll make more money. Whereas I would rather, this is why a big thing what we preach, and for anybody who listens to me, they'll know I talk a lot about lifetime value. If you have a great product and people get results, they're going to keep coming back. They're going to want to work with you. They're going to want to partner in deals. I make my money partnering deals, not from coaching and consulting. The deals is where it happens. Like, I don't make very much from coaching. I'm happy to say that. And I've always said that's a red flag when somebody does, if that's their main business. And I would rather have less people in the room, make sure they got results, because I can give them some of my resources. I can spend more time with them. I can hand them connections. The last mastermind, which is an improvement that we're bringing into Bulgaria. I know you attended Romania, but something that's happening in Bulgaria is every single person will be asked, who is somebody that you need that you could benefit from? And we're personally going to go through our connections to get you that person. So between us and the room, we're going to try and find that person for you. So that might be an investor, that might be somebody to partner, that might be somebody to learn from, that might be somebody to introduce you to something. Like, I want to speak on more stages. We have a connect. Like, somebody said to us, we recently had somebody that I want to get into America with my speaking. Great, we've got a connection. So we connected them.
Yeah, that's great.
So
that's really good.
Connections is power, and when you spend 5 days with people, you're building deep connections, and that's the philosophy behind. I can easily switch the masterminds to be me just speaking on stage. I could fill the room with 100 people and I'd probably make more money. But then I'm not going to get what I want of everybody getting results, and that's a personal choice. Because I know if you get results, you'll want to partner with me in a deal, and that's where we could both make a lot more. But I'll not partner with somebody if they're not somebody that's worth partnering with, essentially. I always say the most important thing when we're looking at analyzing a business, we focus less on what is the business and more on who's the person running it. Because they can make or break the business. So if I'm going to partner with them, or I'm going to invest, or I'm going to do a deal with them, or even if I'm going to buy it over, who's running it? Because I'm not going to come in and run it. I'm buying it because I want to add to portfolio. Or if I'm partnering with somebody, I'm not coming in to do all the work. I'm going to bring other, there's 3 types of leverage that I frequently say: capital, knowledge, and labor. I'm not in the position to be bringing labor. You can only typically labor one business. And at the moment, that's my personal brand or my coach business, because I link that to my personal brand. All my other deals I don't link to my personal brand. And that's a decision made for exit reasons. You'll notice that if you follow JT Fox, Alex Ramosi, Tony Robbins, they all have multiple companies, 80 to 100 companies between them. They don't publicly share them because if it's linked to your personal brand, it's harder to sell.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you just choose what you focus on for your personal brand.
Yeah. So partnering is the key. I've always frequently said, the secret to my success has been strategic partnerships. I would rather partner with a competitor rather than try and compete against them. I'm so big on that as well.
Yeah, that's
smart. Such an easy way to not have competitors. I'll be like, great, how can we work together?
Yeah, exactly. Let's work together.
No, love that.
Oh, someone asked, who's your favorite person to listen to?
Vincent, of course. Who would be my favorite? I go through a couple. One person that I don't think I'll ever get sick of is Daniel Priestley. He is really good. Depends on what topic. Sales, Phil M. Jones. I could listen to him all day. I love his voice. He's probably my favorite speaker. And Phil M. Jones, he focuses a lot more on property now. It's property based selling. He helps real estate. He's got a couple of audiobooks out, which I highly recommend. One is his book that built him was Exactly What to Say, and it's looking at like small differences to the language we use and how it can influence people differently. Like, anybody who's in sales has heard the test goes, how does that sound to you? Or how does that feel to you? Slightly different way of using words. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I've used them many times, and really effective way of being able to communicate better. And he also has specific audiobooks out. He has an audiobook out that's literally him speaking at a workshop, and it's so good. And he...
I love audiobooks. Listen to that.
Yeah. Somebody else, another favorite person, probably.
Did you say? Is it Phil M?
Phil M. Jones.
Is it Phil M. Jones or Philliam?
Phil M.
What
Jones.
is the first name?
Phil. His first name's Phil. Phil Jones. Middle name.
Yeah, M. Phil. Okay, yeah, Phil M. Jones. Because I was like Philliam Jones. Okay, cool. Yeah. Phil M. Jones. Yeah, cool. I'm glad someone said that because I was about to be like, how do you spell that?
But I think I listen to
amazing
Alex Ramosi and Tony Robbins on a pretty much a daily basis as well. Tony is the master of state management. If you need a pickup, he will always be able to pick you up because he's so good at what he does. I've yet to meet anybody better at what he does than him, and I'm not sure we will. He's spent 40 years building that brand, and that was the other thing. Coming to brand and visibility, his mentality was the same. When he got started, he was adamant he will help people and he will get results, and he would go to radios and shows and run events and for free for people to come and just be like, let me just show you what I can do, and just pushed until his name got out there, and it worked long term. It took, he's been building it for 40 years, and you also notice as well, he's not the biggest. He doesn't. There's loads of people who don't know who he is, even though he's been doing this for 40 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was quite new. Because do you remember when he was in that film? What is that film? Oh gosh, I've forgotten. But that's where I something with an S. Oh gosh, I've completely forgotten. But there was a movie that he was in.
Oh yeah. I know what we're talking about. Yeah, I don't remember the name.
Yeah. That's what, because I didn't really. I think that's the first time I saw him, and then I learned about him through like his book, like The Giant Within and stuff. After that, but yeah, I thought most people would know. But I guess it depends like what you're interested in. If you're interested in like self-development and stuff, you probably would know.
Yeah, and I think it's good proof that it's constant. In fact, on that note of not everybody knowing you, Alex Hormozy was a great one that I saw. I think he's got something like 10 million followers at this point. And he mentioned how a lot of people didn't know he had a book. And he has 3
I
now?
didn't know he had a book. I didn't know.
Oh, there you go. There
I
we
didn't
go.
know he
Like,
had a book.
and so from that point in lessons, he says, so he always introduced himself. Maybe this is something I should probably do. Every video now, he introduces himself, who he is, what he is, why you should listen to me. Because there's going to be loads of people who don't know you that are going to watch that video and be like, why should I listen to this guy? But for the people who already know him, well, they don't care. They don't mind hearing it again.
Yeah, again, yeah, it's true. It's true. Very true.
Because repetition is the mother of all skills. So hearing it over again is good. He also recommended like try to avoid having inside jokes, because now you're isolating new people.
You're excluding people. Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. So actually, I have one final question.
Yep, let's do it.
So in terms of like my career before I started business stuff, I was like in the tech space for like corporate world for quite a while. And then since I've started in property, I've kind of like, obviously that past journey is still part of me and like part of my interests and stuff. How would you say to position myself with what I'm doing now, but then still kind of tell my whole story in a way?
In terms of like, are you thinking like LinkedIn?
No, yeah, I don't. Yeah, because then it's kind. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how to. I don't know. I don't know what quite I'm asking, but it's just about like now that I'm doing business. How do I show like all of me, where it's not just Cerise who does property now, but actually before this, you know, I had a long career. I worked at Deloitte. I was like traveling the world, like giving trainings and doing different things and what I did. Like, but it just doesn't seem relevant or linked to what I do now.
You can link it. It's still credibility.
Yeah.
It's because you frequently hear the story, I was broke, I had nothing, I dropped out of school, and now I'm a property millionaire. You know, and some people can't relate to that. But then when you turn around and say, look, I worked hard, I've done well in corporate, I acquired these skills, now I'm in property, and here's the journey I went on. So now you're going to relate to those professionals. Whereas a lot of the people who say I was broke and now I'm a millionaire, they're targeting broke people. And that's attracting people who typically don't have money. You're selling them into the funnel.
Ah, that is really smart.
A really simple example, actually, a controversial one would be Andrew Tate. His branding and his model is attractive to broke people. Rich people aren't impressed by that. But what is his business model? He sells a $50 a month course.
Yeah, so
it's targeted at broke people. It's not targeted at rich people. So he's doing it exactly right. Love him or hate him, he's a very intelligent businessman. So
that's actually
you
good.
need to speak the language of the people you want to attract.
Yeah, because those are the types of people who would be like my investors, my previous self, basically.
Absolutely. They're the exact kind of people who don't know property. They've worked hard in their career. They've got money to invest, but they don't know how to do it. But you do.
Yeah.
And you can connect and relate to them. And you know how they speak and how they act because you lived in there. I might come in and I'm quite articulate. I'm good at selling, but I might not be able to connect with them. Because I might say something differently and I'm not sure about this guy.
Yeah.
I jokingly had this one in engineering, being called a CUNT was a compliment. And, and it's like if somebody came in with a suit and his tie and he tried to sell, like we would buy a lot of tooling, and these reps would come in and were like, "Who is this guy? Like, get a load of this guy." They were like zero rapport, and they were just slagging. But if somebody came in and knew how to meet that at their level and slag back and connect, instant rapport. But that doesn't work. So if I come in, obviously I was there, so I know it. But if somebody else, I don't know, Vincent came in to some of the engineering ones, Maybe he'd maybe be shocked. So you can connect with
That's
them.
really helpful. Yeah, yeah. By kind of engaging in that part of myself, I'll be attracting those types of people.
You will.
Yeah, yeah.
I connect with. I've noticed a lot as well. It's quite funny how you really do. A like attracts like. The amount of people that I connect with that are either autistic or have ADHD, which I have both, or they were an engineer and they're a left brain, which I am as well. So it's like we really do attract people who are like us. I'm very analytical. As soon as they're an engineer, like you read the Romanian mastermind, me and the two engineers that were in the room were was hilarious.
Thank you. This has been really enlightening, actually. This has really been super, super helpful.
They're good. I went a little bit longer with you since the other person couldn't make it, but
that was
useful.
good. Yes,
so
no, definitely
extra value.
Yes,
I hope everybody enjoyed. I don't. Oh, there are more questions. Yeah, Phil M. Jones. Yeah, I mentioned that, and we've got some nice followers. Thanks everybody for joining, and thank you very much, Reese.
Thank you.
And I will speak to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, thanks everybody for joining. And if anybody wants to come on, the apply is on the screen. It's the reckoning.lewis-hunter.com. You can apply to have the opportunity to come on, talk about your business. Everybody has been coming on with their camera, but I also want to mention it is optional. If you want to stay anonymous, if there's something intimate about your business that you don't want people to know that it's your business, that's fine. But one of my sayings on here, which Therese actually sent me a screenshot of it today because she thought it was quite good, is there's no such thing as a stupid question, only stupid ideas that come from not asking the stupid question. So please come on, ask your stupid questions so that you don't have a stupid idea that costs you money in business, because you're going to learn either one of two ways. It's always going to cost you money to invest and learn into your business. It's either going to be you're going to hire somebody who's going to help you, or you're going to pay for it in mistakes. Either way, you're going to pay for it, and either way, you're going to learn. You could choose to learn the easy way or the hard way. So look forward to seeing you next week, and be sure to subscribe and apply to join.